Hello, and a very happy new year to you. Welcome to the first 2019 episode of Andy's 50th vlog, the Whingy Old Git, as I am. A couple of things have changed this week. The more astute amongst you will have noticed there's a slight change of surroundings. You may also notice that I have got a cushion for my cushion cover, so I now have a proper subscribe cushion. And on the subject of subscribing, wow. Incredibly, I now have 32 subscribers. 32 of them. And there's a strange kind of competition that has started happening. A friend of mine, Charlie, has his own YouTube channel, and he does marathons and ultra marathons, like proper stuff that you'd actually want to see on YouTube. And he's got 37 subscribers, and was a little bit concerned that maybe I would overtake him on the subscribers. I'm hot on his heels. He's 37, I'm 32, but my competitive nature is coming out. I didn't think I had it in me, but yeah, I want to go above 37 now. Tell your friends, subscribe. Sorry, Charlie. This week, a few things happened. Obviously, it was New Year, so we had a few people round our house for New Year's Eve. It wasn't a really big party. There was just some friends around. You may remember that I said that we have a Spanish New Year. This is a tradition that has been brought about by my friend Simon. His mum is Spanish, and the Spanish tradition is that every New Year, when there's a chime of the clock for midnight, you put a grape in your mouth. You have to eat this grape. The idea is that each grape represents a month, and if you eat all the grapes, then you get 12 months of good luck for the forthcoming year. So we did that at New Year with our small select gathering of people who came round, and it looked like this. On New Year's Day itself, there was an urgent need for myself and present Mrs. Camsell to blow away the cobwebs. So we went down to the coast, a place called Pett Level. It kind of sits between Hastings and Rye. On the south coast, and there's really not very much there at all except a beach. We got down there at low tide, so we were able to just wander along the beach.
Hello world.
Hello.
Right, so this is the first day of
2019, and we've come down to Pett Level just for a little walk on the beach.
Blow the cobwebs away.
I have to say, it's pretty busy down here.
Yeah, it's outrageous. I thought this was a place where no one went, but apparently they've all come here. We are standing on petrified forest, which I think is fascinating and Andy is a bit like, meh, whatever. But I think it's nice.
Yeah.
It looks like mud.
You're not standing on petrified forest, though, are you?
I was standing in a puddle just now, ankle deep, but hats off, as it were, to my walking boots, which although they're old and a bit broken, have kept my foot dry, so.
We would never get anywhere on Strictly Come Dancing with Mrs. C leading, although I have to say I think that could be the new way forward in terms of equality, the women leading the dancing.
They did the Doctor Who one.
Apparently they did already. Your artistic pile of stones is looking spectacular.
It's not.
He's looking a bit just like a pile of stones, if I'm honest.
Bit rude.
One of the things that I was able to do was to test my little microphone and my dead cat while I was there. Or actually, Mrs. C did that for me. But last week when I did my vlog and I did my little here's what I use for Dave, Mrs. C, while she was watching it, said, can we fast forward through this bit? Which I thought was firstly a little bit rude. I mean, really, I think I'm a fascinating guy. Yeah, I kind of thought, well, what I'll do with this vlog, I will split it out. I'll do my weekly vlog of things that have happened, which is really my video diary and record of what's happening in my 50th year. And if I'm going to make a video, a geeky one on stuff, then I'll just put a little short video up of things of that ilk. So, yeah, that should make it marginally less boring for people. I don't think it will make it any less boring, if I'm honest, but you know, I'm trying doing my bit here. Other things that have happened this week, it's been quite dull, you know, back to work, getting back into the routine of things. But I thought I should probably start in the vein of whinging a new feature. So I've decided to call it Blatch of the Day. I did want it to be Blatch of the Week, but Blatch of the Day, kind of that plays better. I watch the news and constantly it just pisses me off, if I'm honest. There's just a complete bunch of tossers spouting toss on the news, trying to convince us that everything is lovely when it blatantly isn't. And I just want to get a cricket bat and hit them in the face with it. I mean, not literally. I don't want to get the police arriving. I understand you have violent tendencies and you wish to hit people with a cricket bat. I mean, secretly I do. I do want to hit them with a cricket bat. But I thought, yeah, who most deserves the cricket bat in the face this week? The Transport Secretary, Chris Grayling. Chris Grayling has justified the increases to rail fares on the basis that the RMT are demanding more money, the rail unions. Now, whilst it's true that the RMT and the other unions are demanding more money and different hours, one of the biggest problems with the rail network is the fact that it's privatised. Now, I know I'm sounding like a terrible socialist here. I'm not. I'm a great socialist. But our railways are there to generate income for private companies. They do that. Gavaya, who run Southern and Thameslink service really badly, so badly. If you're not from this part of the world, you cannot possibly comprehend how awful the service is. I used to get trains to Peterborough, but because I had to be there for a training course, I had to start driving because I couldn't guarantee my train was going to turn up. They are just appalling. And yet, every year, they turn millions and millions in profit. And this year, the train fares have gone up. I honestly can't think of any other business where you would be able to provide the worst service ever and it would survive. For example, Costa Coffee. Now, you may have your own views on Costa Coffee, but ultimately it's perfectly drinkable coffee. If it wasn't, they would go out of business. We have a rail service which is wholly unusable, and yet they not only make a fortune, they put the prices up and everybody has to pay it. The hilarity, of course, is that when you see them on the news, they're always saying, well, more and more people are using the trains now. Like it's a choice. Seriously, I would not use a train if I didn't have to. I can't drive to London because you just can't get into London, so you're stuck with the train. You can't live in London anymore because it's too expensive. You have to be a squillionaire or prepared to live about 20 to a room if you want to live in London. It's the most appalling situation. We are just pouring profits into the system for these private companies, and it's a dreadful way to do it. Now, this is a huge, massive issue, and you can look at private railways in Victorian times and the nationalising of the railways and then the reprivatisation, etc. It is huge. But for Chris Grayling to stand in front of a camera and blame this on unions is just ridiculous. Chris Grayling, you need to look a little bit closer to home as to where the problem is. Yes, Chris, it's you. I'm talking about you. Your mismanagement of the system. That is what is causing the problem. You need to sort it out, not start going around blaming unions for this ridiculous, appalling service that we have. He's also been in front of the cameras this week justifying the government handing over a contract to Seabourn Freight, famously the ferry company who have no ships, and in 3 months' time will apparently be running a full service out of Ramsgate. I swear to you, if they are running a full ferry service out of Ramsgate by the end of March, I will eat my hat. I know I'm not wearing one, but I'll make a hat and I'll eat it. An entire ferry business, purchasing the ships, getting the port up to spec in 3 months is just nuts. So, my first cricket bat in the face, Blatch of the day, is for Chris Grayling. I'm quite angry now. Need to calm down a bit. I'm guessing some of you will have been taking down your decorations this week. You have to get them down by 12th night. And through the process of that, you now have somewhere in your house a big pile of sweets. And they are probably the coffee and coconut sweets out of the big tins of sweets that you get, and no one's eaten those. I always think that's the end of Christmas when you've just got loads of blue wrapped quality street. So I thought, what can we do with our spare sweets? So I actually went online to see what I could find. Which nation would know most about what to do with leftover candy? Sure enough, there are a whole bunch of websites that deal with predominantly what to do with all your leftover candy from Halloween. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that America don't have a huge problem with obesity and type 2 diabetes. A lot of their recipes are basically just putting sweets with other sweets and then eating them as a dessert. I found this website. I'll try and put some photos on here. And I've got things ranging from the Snickers Poke Brownie, which is basically a chocolate brownie. And if they didn't have enough chocolate and sugar in it already, you obviously mix it in with Snickers bars. Bark is another thing. Bark is something where you just melt chocolate and then you put your candy in the chocolate. The fact that they call it a recipe is basically you melt chocolate and put sweets in it. That's not a recipe. That's just melting chocolate. Two of my favourites. The first one is Halloween candy cake. Halloween candy cake is basically a cake covered in butter icing with sweets on top. And my personal favourite, which is actually not American, it's a Canadian recipe, is candy brownie trifle, which is essentially all of your sweets mixed in a giant tub with cream and chocolate brownie. Honestly, I could feel my arteries clogging while I was reading this stuff, but from here, after I finish this vlog, I am actually going to go away and I'm going to see if I could use some of my leftover sweets to do something and to create a recipe. I'm thinking I should probably do it in an American style, so this is for you guys. I'm probably going to get Elizabeth's help with this. One last thing that I do want to say, most of you will know this, most of the 32, I have also started a Facebook page just to keep all my vlogs in one place. So if you want to head over to the Facebook page and like my page, I completely understand why you might not want to do that, but if you do, that's where it is. I will put a link in the description below. Really getting the hang of this YouTubing stuff. In the meantime,
don't forget to like, comment and subscribe down below. And if you can turn on post notifications, that would be great.
Thanks for watching. Bye.